Well, my name is Archie and Vincent Anthony. I'm going to straightforward story. I'm going to tell you a little bit more. I was married to my first wife in 1962. Unfortunately, I lost her in 1970 due to multiple sclerosis. We had one child, which is my daughter Elizabeth. I met my second wife, Annette, in 1979, and we got married in 1983. We had some lovely years, but we had a lot of tragic times in it. She had two children. One was called Julian, and the other was Adrian. Now, unfortunately, we went on holiday in 1984, between 1984 and 85. Julian went missing from the house, and we didn't know where he was. But he had this thing of disappearing for a few weeks at a time. Anyway, we went on holiday, we came back from we had a grandson's birthday party straight from the holiday, and he said, "Sorry, Granddad, we've got to tell you something sad." They found Julian's body at Blackburn Rovers when they extended the place. He was murdered by somebody and was buried under the house. The man got 40 years for manslaughter. So that was my wife, put my wife back a bit. Unfortunately, my wife has also had a very tragic situation. Prior to that, her first husband committed suicide. That young lady talking about schizophrenia, that was part of it. Now, so this knocked her back quite for some time. And then we found out 3 or 4 years afterwards that Adrian was developing the same symptoms as his father was, schizophrenia. But fortunately, he didn't die of that, or unfortunately, whichever you want to look at it. Because of his lifestyle and because of the people he kept in company with, he became an alcoholic and that sort of. He had whatever life he had. He died of a massive heart attack just before COVID started. My daughter went to Bulgaria on holiday with a partner, and she ended up with sepsis, and she never came back. So we lost all 3 of the children we had. My wife developed a bleed on her brain in 2019, and she lost total control. She could speak German, French, English, Italian. Unfortunately, she couldn't remember any of them. The only problem was nobody helped me. I know it sounds strange. Fortunately, I managed to download off the internet how to learn to speak again and do things. And that she recovered from that. She got to speak English. She was a very talented lady. She did watercoloring and painting, and the house is full of it. Lovely memories. Then in 2023, because of her previous condition, she was going backwards a little bit. But in 2023, she discovered she had a bleed. And I tried, coming to the end of COVID, and I went to the GP, and I rang the GP, and of course they weren't seeing anybody. We couldn't see anybody at the time. So they prescribed antibiotics. We went away for Christmas that year because she was very poorly, and I was, like the lady said before, and we don't think you're a carer, you just do it because it's your job. And you love somebody, you carry on. Anyway, so we made that, because most of the time all the family would gather together and we at Christmas. This time I said, we'll go on our own. So we decided to go away for Christmas. We came back, in January she was still bleeding. And eventually I walked down to the surgery and I had a big row with them there. And I'm sorry, I've got to say this. And I said it to the receptionist, I'm sorry, I'm not taking this out on you, but this is the situation. I need her to see somebody. Anyway, after great, half an hour or so, she said, I'll get the doctor to see you now. Anyway, so I made an appointment and said, well, can you bring it on? I said, I can't bring it on. She can hardly. There were other problems with it because she was having difficulty walking as well because of her previous condition. Anyway, I got a taxi, got it down there. She saw the relief doctor there. The relief doctor examined her and said, well, I can't think anything wrong with that. I'm going to refer you to the gynecologist at Burnley, which she did do. And that's when she found out she had cancer of the womb. Well, so because of a previous operation, they wouldn't operate on her because they said it could be fatal. Whatever. So they prescribed medication. She was on the medication from January to September. July we went away on holiday. Previously, July we went away on holiday to Turkey, and she struggled. She couldn't. When we went on the coach, and you know what it's like. They stop at these places, and you have to get off and get on again. And I struggled with her, helping to get to the toilet or the reception place, and it was hard work. She couldn't walk very far. She was struggling with everything. I can't explain it any other way. So I think part of the stroke-related problems are also there, along with the cancer. So, like couples, you help each other along, but at the same time, you don't realize what the situation is. You think, I mean, we didn't shout at you, we never fell out that way, but we used to get irritated with each other, and she said, stop, and she used to chastise me. But that's fair enough. Part of life.
That's married life.
That's absolutely right. Part of my, it's ups and downs, and you learn to live with it. And I mean, I was going to tell you that we used to have loads of arguments, especially about politics. And because I'm mentioning that because before I met her, the story goes on. When she was 21, she was the youngest Labour councillor in Darwin. And she was called Annette Brookfield.
Elizabeth?
Annette Brookfield, youngest lady. In Darwin, not in Darwin, in Blackburn, sorry, in Blackburn. But anyway, I forgot what was there. So we struggled on the soil. We came back, and then they decided to do radiotherapy treatment for her, which was great. So we went, and they did it in 1 week, radiotherapy. And for whatever reason, she went downhill from there. She struggled speaking, she was falling all the time, and I tried picking her up, and unfortunately I have a back condition, which is there. I've had it for a few years, and I didn't help myself. When the ambulance man came out, they said, don't do this again. But unfortunately it happened 4 times, but the third and fourth and fifth time, I didn't pick her up, I left her on the floor. Then on the eve of the 6th of October, but we knew about this, so therefore I said, at night when we go to bed, I said, we'll go early to bed so you can take your time getting in, I'll get her up and put her there. Right, so 6th of October, she had like a little glass of wine, she had a glass of wine. She said, I'm going to have another one. She said, do you mind? I said, no, I don't mind, carry on. I'll go and get everything ready for you. So I came back down, and then she was on the floor. She tried to get up the stairs, and she fell down. I couldn't pick her up, so I called the next door neighbour. They came. They couldn't do anything, so somebody else came. So I had to call the ambulance. They came up. The ambulance came. I rang them. They came at 3 o'clock in the morning. She was on the floor till then. That's unfortunate. It was Friday. So they got her up, picked her up, and said, I'm not happy with the situation. He said, I need to see how to walk to the, well, I installed a stair lift a year ago, but prior to that, for her to get up and down. And I put her in this, and I said, I'm not happy, we're going to take her to the hospital. So she ended in the hospital on 7th of October. She was in the passageway for a week. No, nothing was done. She just, I don't know what they did, but I can't talk about that because I don't know. Anyway, eventually she was admitted to a ward after a week. Now, she was having struggling with speaking, with speech. She was having struggling with memory and things like that. Neither the GP nor the doctors in Blackburn Royal Hospital would admit that she had a problem. And yet, over the ward was a butterfly and said dementia over a bed. Now, she was under Dr. Hogg, cancer specialist. We were seeing regularly. Obviously, she couldn't attend the appointments when she was in inpatient. And I was informed that as an inpatient, and we're only an outpatient, we don't see inpatients. So, she was there for roughly about 3.5 weeks, and she was then transferred to Burnley Hospital, Ward 19, which is a dementia ward. They still didn't recognize that she had dementia, she had problems with that, besides other issues. And eventually she was there for about 2 weeks, and then they got transferred to Northwood Nursing Home, where she was there for the last 3 weeks. And it's been hard for me because I felt nobody would listen to anybody at all at any given time. They were more interested in me signing a form and saying, "Do not resuscitate." I said, what do you mean by do not? There's nothing wrong with this. She's coming with this. I don't know. But that's what they said. Anyway, so at the end of the day, for whatever reasons, they didn't, wherever she went, that damn form followed her that says do not resuscitate. It even went into the home. So maybe I should have said something or done something, but I have my regrets about that. I don't know what the right thing to do. I didn't do it. And to come back a bit, basically having this falling thing, eventually somebody got, a district nurse was coming to see her because she was falling a few times. The ambulance recommended that. And she came, and I don't know who got in touch with Darwin carers. I think it was the nursing person that did it at first. And first contacted somebody called Rose Roberts, who came to the house, put extra information, things in like grab handles and things like that, and toilet safety, which was very helpful. She was a very, very nice lady. She helped them a lot. She's helped me a lot as well. And then I don't know who and how Blackburn Darwin carers got involved, but I got a phone call from Colson, I think, one time when she was in hospital. She was very kind to me. And then I met another lady called Lindsay. She was a tower of strength for me. She really helped me a lot. I can't explain how much she helped me, but there was so much help there involved. But I explained all this to her, all what I just mentioned, and she listened and listened. But at the end of the day, my thanks can go to Gulson Chisley for helping me with everything and organising, helping and looking after me. She even organised for me to see a counsellor to talk about the bereavement situation, which I agreed to do reluctantly, but I'm glad I did it. I had one session, and I'm glad I did the one session with them. And then at the bereavement counselling, I met another lady called Anne Watson. Her husband died in November, and we both had a very similar story of the unfortunate care situation. So from there, because Darwin carers have helped me, Lindsay and Coulson at the time I knew very well, had helped me to so much. I said, I'd like to give something back, and I want to help out if I can. And they were very kindly offered me to do a bit of voluntary work here, which is helpful. So my thanks goes to Coulson, Lindsay, Emma Frost, who I met in Darwin Health Centre, Ishmael, Shahid, and Kieran Sagi. If I mispronounce the names, please, I apologize. I don't mean to do that. It's just sometimes hard to pronounce them. So that's the situation, and I'm very grateful to them. If it hadn't been for them, I don't think I'd be standing here today. Thank you for listening.